Now I'm gonna get the now I'm gonna tell this story. It's back on the insurance fraud. My ex-wife try to kill me on numerous occasions. There was a couple times within the city I live in, she tried to do it, and then in Detroit, we're gonna talk about it. I've been to Detroit twice. Um, what had happened was she tried to because one time she had just kept calling. This is after we went. She would always be calling her cousin, begging him to come down here, and I didn't understand why is she begging her cousin to try to get him to come down here. Is because he was cool. He just minded his business. But only reason why he was coming through is because she's setting up all these plays while she's at work. Because when you're a CNN or whatever that is, when you take care of old people, long as you do your task, you have off time to be able to be on your phone gossiping. So that's how she set it up. She had just kept getting her cousin to try to come down to Ohio, and I didn't know why, but I know why now. Is because she had coerced him with money, like, oh yeah, I got this insurance policy on him. It's $1 million policy. And if you kill him, I'll give you 100,000. See, money is what make niggas move. If you ain't talking on money, niggas ain't moving. I don't care if they family or not. That's what get niggas to move is money. So this is the second time we went down there. At this point, we weren't married. The first time we went to Detroit, we wasn't married. But some of her people live in Detroit. So this is one of the other times she tried to use her cousin to get me whacked. So we go down to Detroit. We was on the east side. Now Detroit, they ain't nothing to play with. I don't know why people sleeping on Detroit niggas. Like, but I don't care what city I go to. I always show respect because I'm not from there. You understand? I always show respect. But we went there. I'm thinking, all right, I'm with my ex-wife people. We cool, you know what I mean? Down in Detroit, they got the dispensaries, got the good weed, so it was cool. So I'm thinking I'm in good hands, but not knowing I ride out with her cousin. And he's like, yeah, we gonna go to my cousin. His cousin stayed on the west side of Detroit, so we on our way. Well, I was riding with him, chilling with him. And he's like, "Oh, we go to my cousin's house. He got a studio." I'm thinking we about to lay something down. I'm like, "All right, he on what I'm on." Like getting in the studio and laying something down. But that wasn't what it was. I wasn't supposed to leave that. They was gonna kill me up in that house on the west side of Detroit. Well, only reason why I didn't die is because either I made a phone call or somebody had called my phone while I was in there because we wasn't it was off. We was in there. He's let me listen to beats. He's let me listen to songs that he made, but he never said, "All right, you want to get on the track? Let's collab." He never said any of that. So I thought that was weird. That was a red flag right there. So I didn't notice until we was getting ready to leave that it was a setup the whole time. I was never supposed to leave that crib. And this is how I know. We was there for a minute. And then by the time we was leaving, he like, all right, cuz da 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 da, we about to leave or whatnot. So we get to the door, and mind you, inside this house on the west side of Detroit, there wasn't no windows, nothing. So it was kind of awkward. It was an awkward feeling. So it was time for us to leave, and we walk into the front door, and my ex-wife's cousin like, oh, we gotta wait until cuz get the key. And I didn't know what he was talking to. I'm going to the door thinking, are we about to leave? And what he was meaning, he was waiting for his cousin. Because any normal person, when you leave your house, you lock the door from the outside. That's not what these niggas was doing. These niggas had a lock from the inside. So there was no only how you can get out. Like I said, there wasn't no windows or nothing inside this crib. So there was no way out. And that's another like, damn. But I didn't realize it until I got back to Ohio. Like, damn, I think them niggas was trying to kill me for real. But it was all back to my ex-wife putting her cousin up to it. Like I said, only thing that makes niggas move is money. So so I didn't know what he was talking about when we went to the door, and I backed up from the door because then I caught on like, oh, his cousin needed the key to unlock the door to let us out the house. That was the only way to get out the house is if his cousin had got the key. There was no way out. There wasn't no windows in this crib. So there was no way out unless he had this key to unlock this door from within side. Like normal people, they lock their door on the outside when they're leaving their crib, lock their door up. No, this was the opposite. This was the door that locked from the inside where your ass wasn't getting out unless his cousin unlocked the key. So she tried to get me whacked on that occasion, but she coerced her cousin with money because he really minded his business. He wasn't really coming down because at the end of the day, that was his cousin. He wasn't coming down to Ohio. She had to coerce him with money. Like, oh, if you take him out, I got $100,000 for you. So that didn't work. So I go back to Ohio and then I start thinking and start figuring shit out. Like, oh, she was trying to have her cousin kill me. Because when we went back to their crib on the east side of Detroit, I'm still trying to look for jobs because even though I'm supposed to be having fun or whatever, I'm on my phone still trying to set up interviews back in Ohio so I can get a job because they blackballed me from getting a job. So I happen to catch this nigga out the corner of my eye giving me the evil eye. So now I'm like, oh, this nigga been faking this whole time, playing with a mask on like he fuck with me. But I happen to catch this nigga out the corner of my eye giving me the evil eye. So I'm like, what is this about? I thought he was cool. I ain't did nothing to this nigga. Like, I'm thinking we cool. But that's what put up my red flag right when I was on my phone. But he thought I wasn't paying attention, even though I'm filling out applications on my phone. Nigga, I'm seeing everything around my surrounding. I seen that nigga just giving me the evil eye, but I don't think he knew that I catched on to him giving me that evil eye. So that was another red flag. So then we get back down to Ohio, and I'm like, damn. I'm thinking to myself and my spirit team telling me like, oh, they was trying to take you out. So out of nowhere, I didn't understand why she kept saying, oh, I'll pay for you to get out of town because I had told her what my situation was and the family that I was trying to get away from this family because they was my enemies. I told her the whole rundown. She took my information and used it against me. Oh, I'll pay for you to get out of town. No, it wasn't that she was trying to pay for me to get out of town. If she was trying to pay for me and have her people follow me to get me killed. I'm already on to her. But one day out of nowhere, she's like, "Oh, my cousin said he got a job for you. Because I was blackballed at that time. The secret society, they all were working together. I was blackballed. So she's trying to act like she's my savior, trying to act like she was for me. But she's like, yeah, my cousin got a job for you. It's at the tire shop. Yeah, he's a Muslim, and one of his Muslim brothers gave him a shop. They was trying to get me back down there to run another play on me. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, fuck that motherfucker. That motherfucker tried to kill me, and I ain't did shit to him. I ain't did not nothing. I can understand if I had harmed somebody in his family or did something, then you wanting to get your get back. But I did nothing to this motherfucker. So in the back of my head, I'm like, fuck that motherfucker. I'm not going to no Detroit because he already tried to kill me once. I will not be going back to Detroit again. Like, fuck that. This nigga tried to kill me. And I didn't tell her that, but in the back of my mind, I'm already on to these niggas. Like, oh, and there was other occasions where she tried to get her people, her little Dominican people, to knock me off. But this is how stupid and arrogant she was. Like, if you're going to run a play on somebody, make sure you shut your fucking mouth before the play. Got too arrogant, thinking I wasn't catching on, and told on how her people moved and told on them before the play even took occur. So I seen it coming before it even came because of her arrogancy. But you can't be somebody's fucking friend, but try to kill him in the same token and put a insurance policy on him and try to kill him. You were paying on that insurance policy to try to get me killed. That's what you were doing. That's what she was doing. So, yeah, the whole moral of the story is Detroit motherfuckers been like that. Like them niggas like ain't nothing to play with. Cause when I was there the first time at her cousin's like little birthday party, I'm looking at the how Detroit set up. Like when we were going coming in, you would see all these apartments boarded up. I'm like, oh, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, they must have been trap houses. This shit look eerie. Like this shit ain't nowhere to be playing. Detroit ain't nowhere nothing to be playing with. I'm just looking you, and just because I'm spiritual, I can feel like eerie feeling. I'm like, oh yeah, this ain't nothing to be played around with. Like whatever you in Detroit, get it, and you feel whatever you're doing, and you better know somebody. Because if not, like in my case, I'm thinking I knew somebody and being around them, thinking, oh, I'm safe, I'm cool, I ain't no bullshit. I'm just with them and going to where I'm going and staying in my lane and be out the way. But that shit wasn't like that. Like he took me over to his cousin's house on the west side of Detroit, and I'm thinking we about to do music. That was a setup. I wasn't supposed to leave that motherfucker. And the only reason why they didn't take me out is because my cell phone, if they would have took me out, my cell phone would have pinged like, oh, his last location was here at this crib. So that would have implicated him and that would have implicated his cousin. And then me being me, God does shit. Like one time he was in Ohio and I happened to ask. Like I already knew he was trying to take me out at this point. God already showed me. So I'm like, just to reassure myself, I asked him a question like, "What's up with your cousin? How your cousin doing?" And he just like the look on his face, like he was disgusted with his cousin. Like, damn, and I ain't say shit, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, that's supposed to be your cousin. How the fuck are you giving me that disgusting face about your cousin? And then he talks shit about him. Oh, only thing he trying to do is use me to try to come up to get put on. I'm thinking like, damn. But this is the same nigga that was bragging about what block he's from. He from Buffalo. Bragging about he from this block. Nigga, I'm not from Buffalo. I don't know what block, whose block do what, or who's the hardest on what block. And he just kept saying it. I kept thinking in my mind, why in the fuck does he keep telling me the whole time? The reason why he was telling me he's from this block, this tough, hardest block in Buffalo, is because he wanted me to be scared of him. That was the only reason. So then he started getting more arrogant around me, getting comfortable telling on himself. So he like, yeah, I guess some nigga in Detroit owed him money. And this nigga saying, yeah. And I'm gonna tell you the whole reason why he told me this. He like, yeah, some nigga I went to high school in Detroit with, he owed me money. But every time I see him, he don't never mention about the money he owed me. So then I get to thinking, because I'm thinking like, I never said anything, but I'm thinking in the back of my mind, why in the fuck does he keep telling me this shit? The whole reason why he was telling me that is to make him feel okay with what he was about to do to me. He was trying to kill me, but he was trying to act with a mask on, acting like he was friends and we was cool. That was the whole point why he was, but you wasn't acting tough. That's how I knew that Detroit niggas wasn't nothing to fucking play with when he made that statement like, oh yeah, a nigga I went to high school with, he in Detroit, he owe me money, and every time I see him, he don't ever mention the money he owes me. But you the same nigga, this is the same nigga trying to convince me he's from the hardest block in Buffalo, New York. And I kept wondering like, why is he telling me this? I never said anything and I never acted hard to be around this nigga. I was just a hustling ass nigga. I never try to say I was from the hardest block in Columbus or knew anybody that was knew. I never tied myself to act like I was the hardest. So that's what threw me off. Like, why in the fuck is he even telling me this shit? That was the whole point of him telling me that. First, he wanted me to be scared of him so he can motherfucking get away with bullying me or killing me. And then I'm thinking, like, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, like, this nigga really pussy. You claim you from the hardest block in Buffalo, but then when it comes, you went to Detroit. Obviously, you couldn't have been that hard because you moved to Detroit. So then you talk about a nigga that owed you money from Detroit, but you wasn't acting tough and hard with him. And then I start thinking like, oh, who the nigga from Detroit, whoever owed him this money, He must have killers on his team. He knows better than to try this nigga because it's gonna be some bloodshed behind this shit. So that's what I had to come up and tell that story. Like this lady didn't, she didn't try to get me killed once. She didn't try to get me killed on numerous occasions. Probably 3 or 4 times in my own city, twice in Detroit. Hell, when I was with her once, we went to Buffalo. I ain't gonna say we went to Buffalo to do something, and damn near got robbed by our own people. So I'm thinking like, oh, I'm never coming back to New York without a gun on me. Oh, you got me fucked up. This is supposed to be your people, and they trying to rob us. And majority of the money was my money. You know what I'm saying? And she got, I don't know if it was a setup, and then somehow she ended up getting the money back, or whatever we was trying to get with the money. We got it. You know what I mean? But I was like, oh, I'm not never coming back to New York without a pistol on me. And I don't give a fuck that New York you ain't allowed having guns. I didn't give a fuck. And every time I went to New York, I made sure I had hammer on me. And I just been through some shit. That's why I wanted to tell this story. I'm exposing the fuck. You want to lie on me? I'm exposing the fuck. You're not real. You're not a good person. You're a murderer. There's a cold case that you got open right now in Buffalo. You done killed somebody. You're not no good person. You never was a good person. You got around me, which was the good person, and you try to cloak yourself as me. Yeah, I'm exposing shit. I don't give a fuck what comes out of it. I'm exposing people. I don't have to use names, but the people that know me, they know, and the people that know me and be watching, they know exactly who the fuck I'm talking to. I ain't got to use names because another reason why not to use names because people they stoop to levels to try to sue you for money when they think that you got something that you don't got. See, I'm smarter than you motherfuckers. But the whole point is, I didn't. God that made me out of so many situations because I was doing right. Like I wasn't going down to Detroit to try to harm nobody. Really, I was going to Detroit to get away from Columbus because I was sick of these motherfuckers. Just to give me a place to, relax and I don't know nobody and you know what I mean, but her people. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole point of this whole thing. Like she didn't try to get me killed. None of her attempts, and this how I know that last attempt before I left that house where we used to live together at. And she brought some dude claiming she met him by her job, but really, this dude was her people. Her daughter's her daughter that her deceased daughter that was her people, and then trying to lie, thinking I wasn't gonna catch on. That wasn't no nigga you random nigga you just met, and all of a sudden he just coming over to the crib. If you would have told me, oh yeah, this is my daughter's people, you knew I wouldn't have never fucked with them, or I'd have like, oh nah, why are they coming over here? Like I don't have no job. Why are you inviting people over here? And this, yeah, the bills might be paid, but I don't see with me when my shit ain't right. I'm not about to be inviting people over and going places because my situation ain't right. So why would I be wanting to have people over if my shit ain't right? And she told on herself the last time I was over there before I had moved to where I'm at now. She told on herself. And because when I went to that store, this is how she weeded me into the trap. Won't you go get us some shells? I got some weed. We just need some shells. But knowing she already had it set up where her and her deceased daughter's people already had it set up to try to get me whacked. Yeah, I walked up to the store, ran into them Dominicans coming in there all tough and hard, and I already done went through that story. I already told that story on a video, but it just goes to show God lets people die when He's ready, not when none of you fucking humans think, "Oh yeah, he don't have anybody. I'm gonna take him out." Oh, he don't know that. He don't know that we really trying to kill him. He don't know that I'm wearing a mask in front of him. He don't know. He don't know that I knew everything. I was just playing dumb to see how far you stupid niggas was going to take it. And just to show, like, that's why I said the shit I said yesterday. Like, in 2026, being with a black woman, that's not where it's at because black women ain't caused me nothing but trouble and hardship. Yeah, they ain't coming together. They get jealous and envious and will take you out if they hate you enough. But the sick thing is, if you don't like somebody, why stay around them? And then I figured out you were the biggest liar ever. You lying all the time. What pissed me off to really make me stay away from you forever, and I don't give a fuck about speaking to you ever again in life, is that you was playing with my father, talking about, oh, only thing you gotta do is lie and then pray to God and tell him forgive you. Ha, ha. I'm like, oh, she's one of them people that know about the Bible, but she's really nothing of the Bible, and she's playing and preying on people. Yeah, I already peeped that out about you. That's why I'm like, oh yeah, I'm staying the fuck away from her. And then she thinks she tries to stay in contact with my daughter. And the only thing with that, she ain't gonna do shit to my daughter. What that whole situation is to try to fill my daughter's mind up with bullshit to come against me, just like my child's mother, making up lies to get my daughter's head. So when she get a certain age, she gonna want to fight me or try to do some harmful shit to me off of lies, like corrupting the kid's mind. And God said, you gonna pay for that. Like the karma a lot of these motherfuckers is getting, it's not because of me, it's the choices that these motherfuckers make. That's why I always tell people, think before you do shit, because it can affect you in the end. So you better be very careful on who you think you thinking niggas is dumb, like niggas can't read your energy and niggas don't know what's going on. Only thing you're gonna do is fuck yourself. That's it. But it was just, I really wanted to come and show, 'cause I don't know what niggas thought. Detroit niggas been like that. And here's another story when I was little. They, my family tried to put me with, like, because their family had niggas in the hood, like off Cleveland Avenues, the number streets. You know what I'm saying? So they thought by placing me with these people and showing me hood shit that I would get scared or something. But what really happened was I was always an observant person. So back in them times, the early 90s, the mid 90s, the early 90s, that's when car washes, see we had, if you know anything about Columbus, on the number streets and on Cleveland Avenue, there was always car wash. A lot of them shut down now, but there was car washes damn near on every block. But I would be very observant. I'd be asking some of my people's cousins that I'd be with, like, who's that? Because they would always, Detroit niggas would always have these old schools, fly ass cars, old school with rims on it. But I'm thinking it was Columbus niggas, so I'm asking like, who's them niggas? And the niggas like, oh, them is the Detroit boys. But they would always be down here hustling. So these niggas been like that. Like I remember driving past and it'd be taped off, like it'd be a shootout. Like Columbus niggas, some of the gangs from our city, them niggas would be shooting at these niggas coming down here. And like some of them would get taken out, and then there'll be a whole new group of Detroit niggas down here getting to the money. So niggas been get Detroit niggas been lit. I didn't seen it with my own eyes. But that was the whole point of me talking about going to there, and I wasn't supposed to make it out the west side of Detroit, out that studio. You know what I'm saying? They were supposed to take me out, but the only thing that saved me was God. When I made that phone call, or somebody had called me and I picked up the phone. See, cell phones ping off of cell towers, and these niggas wasn't dumb. That's the only reason why them niggas ain't take me out. Like I said, there wasn't no windows in this crib, no windows, and they locked the door from the inside. Normal people lock their door when they leave their house. No, these niggas locked the door when we came in there and was in the studio. You're locked inside. So if you ain't got no that key, you wasn't getting about that crib. Your ass is SOL. So that's why I'm like, oh, I'm not. Once I figured that out and came back to Ohio, and God was showing me like, oh, these ain't your people. These niggas was trying to take you out. And then he started showing me more shit. And then towards the end, I'm like, oh, she's my enemy playing in my face, acting like she fuck with me, and would even give me bus fare to go to a job to make me feel comfortable. That's like how the mafia did. The mafia wasn't gonna kill you if you had your antennas up. They wanted you to feel comfortable and then catch your ass. That's what they call the element of surprise. Catch your ass off guard and knock your ass off, and thinking that I wasn't paying attention. Just because a closed mouth and all closed eyes ain't sleep. Just remember that. That's what I wanted to talk about. Peace.